really want to get the message out there to help empower people with their mindset. And I think it's so drastically needed. It feels like we started the talk already, but I think it's so important. And when I see, I've got an 8-year-old little girl. I'm not sure if you have kids.
Oh no, I don't.
But I feel like we need to do something, because there's so much like distraction out there, technology, media.
We need to do a lot of things, especially for the kids, and I think that this last year has made that apparent worldwide, that we need to do something different.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think, for me, and we're just kind of off the cuff here, but for me, if I think back to my education, it was actually in technology. And I'm trying to think, if there's anything in my education. I'm not blaming education. Like, it's a system and it's out there and it's wonderful teachers, but I'm trying to think if I use anything from my education. I really, really struggle to think of anything that really helps me now. Right?
No, honestly, that's one of the biggest things. I've worked for a long time in higher education, and it makes me very sad, just going through primary school. Honestly, after elementary school, we don't learn anything that is helpful for real life. We learn a lot of things that help us get ready to go to college. But a 15-year-old doesn't need calculus unless they want to go into that field. They need to learn how to run a household. They need to learn how to do their taxes and how jobs work. They need to learn how to schedule their own dentist appointments.
Absolutely. And just, some of the basic skills like emotional intelligence and the skill of like listening, for example. Like, when did we learn this stuff? And then we kind of crash and burn somewhere in life, or like the end of a marriage, like for me, for example, and then you're like,
yes, same.
Right. But then you realize, it feels like I'm missing like 10 essential life skills, and you kind of go off and learn them. So, which is a beautiful thing. So, well, let's talk about your talk, which I got the title down. So you called it The Caterpillar and the Butterfly, which is actually a really interesting subject to me, and overcoming fear and self-doubt. And I love that title. So go for it. You tell us more.
So this is something that I started saying to all of my clients, because I would get clients in. One of the good thing about me when I'm coaching, I've come to realize that other coaches come to me for coaching. So I'm a coach's coach, and I love that. But what I have noticed is a lot of people were coming to me wanting to start their own business. They have this entrepreneurial spirit. They have these dreams, and they would come to me and say, well, I don't know if I can help I don't know if I can actually help people. And the first thing you have to do is recognize you're not here to help everyone. It's not your job to help every single person. There are going to be people that they relate better to someone else. They need a certain price point, whatever the case may be. You're not here to help everyone, but everybody can help someone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your education is. None of that matters. Every single person can help another person be better. And what it brought up for me, especially with talking with these people that want to dedicate their lives to helping other people, you can help someone exactly where you are, as long as you come from an authentic place. Because what's going to happen is we're putting out signals all the time, energy, vibration. We're putting out vibes. You don't have to believe in a certain principle. You don't have to believe in quantum physics. You don't have to believe in manifestation. None of that even matters. You can throw all those terms out the door. But everyone knows that experience when you go into a party or a place or something and someone comes up to you and you either vibe with that person or you don't. Absolutely. People have been in situations where before trouble kind of pops off, you get that feeling in your stomach, or you feel the hair stand up on your neck. However it is you feel it, everyone knows this concept of vibration and energy and frequency. So whatever it is we're doing, whatever it is we're being, we're putting that out there. And it's like a beacon. It's like a lighthouse. Everything that you put out there, it attracts whatever's looking for it. So when we're at a place, wherever we are, that place is perfect for us to help everybody that is just one step behind us. And I think that's part of a really bad rap as far as being a coach, is this thought that you have to be so far above or so far ahead, or you have to be on top of your game, or you can't have any problems. And that's just simply not the case. There's no point in time where a coach is going to be free from problems. There's no point in time, I don't care how smart you are, how wealthy you are, how emotionally secure you are. You're going to have those times of depression. You're going to have those times of failure. You're going to have those times of anger. You know, we are complex human beings. And you can always help someone from right where you are.
I think this is beautiful. Like you're popping up so many questions for me already, but I want to mention as well, I went to a talk, I won't call them out in case they didn't like this story, but they were presenting on stage and they were awesome. And she was a relationship coach. And there was, I think, 2,000 women at this event. And I'm not sure why I was there, but anyway.
Because there were 2,000 women there. Why wouldn't you be?
That's what I knew. I was very inspired and it was amazing. And anyway, she's a relationship coach, and I think she was saying she'd had like 6 or 7 divorces, but her talk was that I'm up here as a failure, essentially, some people might call me, and I'm still up here coaching and helping people because the experience that you're talking about, like I think every pain and trauma that we go through gives us incredible wisdom if we choose to look at the wisdom. So yeah, absolutely agree with you that anyone could be a coach.
Yes.
You have to go through some experience and then you can help.
And that's all it takes to coach someone. You can coach someone on your particular experiences. And the very first time I had this come up with a client, I remember sitting there, and I use tarot and oracle cards in my practice. So I'm pulling cards while we're going through the coaching session. And I was just noticing a lot of butterflies, you know, that imagery. And butterflies are always, you know, synonymous with transformation or, you know, breaking out of your cocoon and growth. And in that moment, I looked at her and I said, at every single moment in life, you are simultaneously the caterpillar and the butterfly. You are a caterpillar of who you would like to be in the future. You're still in that growing stage of where you would like to be, but you're a butterfly of who you used to be, the person that you were that never thought you would get to this point. You're a full-on butterfly from that person, and everybody else that's like you were, you can help them because you've gotten to this point. And where we get stuck is we're constantly thinking of, I need to help these people over here. I need to help these people that are beyond me, or it's someone who I think is beyond me. Yeah. No, all you have to do is be exactly who you are with your experiences, your past trauma, your current trauma, everything you're working through. You can help somebody, and all they need to be is just one step behind where you were. And that's it.
I love that. I think it's so powerful because, you know, even chatting to a lot of entrepreneurs these days, there's so much imposter syndrome, and it's always someone described it to me like this ladder, right? Of we think that we have to be like way over here to mentor or coach or help someone, but someone said exactly what you're saying. Of you only got to be like a step or two up the ladder to be able to help the person. But I love the caterpillar and the butterfly thing, that we're both that all the time. Like I've never heard that. That's beautiful.
I thought about it when, you know, things were changing in my life, going through transformation, and just the simple things, you know, when you were a kid, what did you wish in your dream bedroom? What did it look like? And usually it's something outrageous, you know, it's like, oh, I wanted to have the race car bed and, you know, like the whole nine. Yep. And you think about that and you say, okay, now look at your bedroom now. Even if it's not ideal, you know, think about the bedroom you would love to have in 10 years. Maybe it overlooks the city or overlooks the ocean, and, you know, maybe it's on an island, who knows? Yeah. But we get so caught up in that view, and it's like, no, think about where you are right now. Yeah. What would 6-year-old you think about your bedroom now? They'd be amazed that you've got this huge bed, because they were, you know, their dream was this tiny little bed. You got this huge bed that you could jump on if you want to, you know, and all of this space and all of this room is yours. So learning to really value our wins that are so subtle and gradual, just like a caterpillar turning to a butterfly. It doesn't pop into the cocoon and then it's like, ta-da, wings. No, it has to be in there for a while. It has to be enclosed, and the growth is very subtle until finally it's able to break free. But once it does break free, it has everything it needs to fly.
That's beautiful. Like, this is such powerful stuff as well. I love it so much. So much. I had a question, but I forgot it. So I'm going to move on to your next point about showing up. You go showing up authentically, and how can that help us? You know, even if it's being super vulnerable, I think like as guys, right? When we grew up, vulnerability is like a terrible weakness, right? But I believe there's a lot of superpowers in vulnerabilities.
It is. It is. For showing up authentically, it's so important because, especially right now, like you were talking about, there's so much technology and social media is ridiculous, but it's become almost so fake, you know. Everybody wants to put their best foot forward all the time. Everyone wants to take these really mundane activities and throw a filter on it and some inspiring words and make it seem like going to get coffee is just this ordeal of magnificence. And it's not. You're going to Starbucks. It's fine. You know? But we are under this pressure to look our best, sound our best, feel our best all the time. And it's so easy to say, oh, this is what a coach is supposed to look like. These are the things a coach is supposed to say. You're not supposed to show people your vulnerability. You're not supposed to show people, you know, if you're upset or depressed. You're not supposed to talk about that. We don't talk about that. We only talk about light and love and positivity. And while those things are absolutely valid and needed, it can't be that all the time because we are complex human beings. And it goes back to the idea of frequency and vibe. If you want to be able to help people, if you want to be appreciated for who you are, you have to show who you are. You can't say, I wish people would just love me for me, and then show this fake persona. They're not going to be able to love you for you because they can't even access you. So showing up authentically where you are, that is literally you putting out a beacon and saying, hey, the people that are my soul tribe, the people that do vibe with me, here I am in all my glory, in all of my failures. Here I am. And that's the only way to draw in those people. There's so many coaches that they are wondering why I can't get the clients that I like. Why, you know, why can't I just can't find the right clients? Well, are you being you? We take it so for granted. I actually, in one of my meditation sessions, something came to me and I have never forgotten it since. And it really drives me. It was this message that you like what you like for a reason. And I've been digging into that a lot about, you know, okay, what are the things that I do like, even from music to movies to books, you know, everything. What are the things that I like and why do I like them? Yeah. And I'm noticing that the artists that I connect to, the music that I connect to, specific songs, even specific parts in songs, you know, why does this stand out to me? And I think it's because in that moment, that artist was authentic. In that moment, you could actually see, hear, and feel them. And that's what we connect to. Even when we don't want to admit it, we can admit it for other people, but we think it doesn't reciprocate. We think it doesn't happen for us. When you're in your flow and you're you, people love you.
Absolutely.
Because in that moment, you love you.
Yeah, it's so real, right? And so I go back to one of your earlier points about the energy of how we show up. And like I truly believe now, I never used to understand any of this before a few years ago, but now I think of, you know, just let's take a simple example of coming into a coffee shop. And normally you kind of walk up, hi, how are you? Oh, I have blah, 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 my latte. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? And you can see the mundaneness of it, even though it's polite. But, you know, sometimes these days I'm like, I'll see something random, then I'll call that out. And the whole conversation, because it's real.
It changes. It changes.
Weird. it turns into like an amazing little 2 or 3 minute conversation with someone, a stranger. And
we run off of this programming. We run off of, we have our autopilot on all the time. You see someone, what do you do? Hi, how are you? I'm great, awesome. And most of the time you don't even stop. Like, we do that in passing, hey, how are you doing, as we're still walking. And
anything, right?
And it's like, did you actually want an answer, or is that just something that randomly pops out of your mouth every time you see someone? Yeah. But like you said, going up and just recognizing a person and saying, oh, I really love that color on you, or I didn't know you guys sold this, and just coming from an authentic place, it allows them that safety and security to say, hey, you can be real with me. I'm being real with you. But someone has to go first. Always someone has to go first. So I hope more people will decide, I'm going to go first.
That's powerful. That's a powerful message, actually, to know that even if the other person is still kind of in their programming of like, I have to say this, blah, 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 but you can actually go first. Mm-hmm. And you can almost snap out of the scenario and create something new.
Yes. Yes.
Really cool. Let's see what else I have on my list. So giving yourself some compassion and grace on your journey. This is a good one.
Yes. Everybody's on a journey. We keep reducing these beautiful ideas to Instagram posts. How many times have you scrolled down and seen everyone's, going through their own struggles, so be kind? No, take that to heart. Everyone's going on their journey, including you. You're on your journey too. And what you tell other people, or what you would do for someone else that is maybe feeling at a low point or feeling like they're not enough, you've got to turn that around on yourself. You've got to, in fact, be able to go first for yourself and allow yourself to have those down days. Every day is not going to be light and love. There are going to be some days where you don't eat all day. There are going to be some days you can't get out of bed. There are going to be these times, and to be okay with yourself and know, hey, today we just couldn't pull it together, and that's okay, because tomorrow's another day. But we constantly look to other people to provide that for us, because our thought is we provide that for other people. So we're thinking that it has to be an exchange or a transaction. You can always provide anything that you provide for someone else, you can provide for yourself. Right. And you should first, to be able to provide it for other people.
I love that so much. So it's kind of filling up yourself first to be able to then almost overflow the energy to other people.
You have got to give from your overflow.
Right.
Never give from your own cup, because you're the only one that can fill it back up. And that's a lot of the trap that we fall into. We pour from our own cup and expect other people to fill us up, whether it's with praise, money, whatever.
Trying to impress people, even.
Yeah.
Very, very common.
And if you're not filled up inside, you're not going to be as effective to other people. You're going to be useless for other people.
Yeah.
Because that creates resentment. You're empty, and all you see are filled up people that were filled up by you, and that causes that resentment. Well, I did all of this for you. Where's mine? You had it. You gave it away. Just allow it to keep flowing within you. And then as you pour out, everybody will gladly have whatever's left over. And you'll notice that it's plenty. And as long as your cup is filled, that overflow doesn't stop. Yeah. But it's when you keep giving from your own cup, there's nothing to overflow.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, like, I see this a lot in relationships, a lot of,
yes.
We're there and we love each other, but we have this habit of trying to impress the other person too much, like the overly nice guy syndrome. Like, This is me. This is what I did for so many years. And I wasn't, like you said, stepping in my authenticity. I didn't really know I was doing it, but there's a lot of giving energy. And I'm not saying I wasn't getting anything back, but a lot of giving that I didn't really know who I was. Someone asked me afterwards, who is Dave? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm like, nice to.
And we have to go through that. I had to go through that with my divorce, and not to say it's anybody else's fault but my own, because I didn't take the time to get to know myself, because in my mind, who I was supposed to be linked to whoever this is.
Right.
You know, we're supposed to mesh together and become one, but it's not that. It is two people, two whole people supporting each other. And that's it, you know, because
two people on the caterpillar and the butterfly.
And the butterfly, two caterpillars and butterflies.
So you get some kind of crazy scenario that's amazing.
because once you're here, once you're like this and you're not whole, you're always going to be looking for something that can fulfill you. Yeah. And when you don't have a sense of self, and that person doesn't either, because most of the time it's both parties that don't have a sense of self. Once your roads start going in different directions, then that creates the pull. I want you over here. No, I want you over here. But if you're if you're two whole people, you guys can go down your roads, come back together, whatever. But the important thing is to be whole within yourself before you try to connect to someone else.
I love that. And it's so important because it's so common in relationships, right? And we, you know, as we grow up, we see the relationships, and we're taught by, like, you know, whoever.
Everything. We're conditioned by everything.
movies. So I was going to go straight to Jerry Maguire, and I love Jerry Maguire, and I love the whole.
I use that.
Yeah, right.
I use that. I tell people, no one is here to complete you. You complete you.
But I never knew that growing up, right? So in its nature, that is a lovely moment in that movie. But the other description of "you complete me" is like you are not complete yet unless you have someone else, which is completely wrong. So from exactly what you're describing, I love it.
And you've got to be able to complete yourself, because, you know, not even barring any kind of separation, you know, life doesn't last forever. So you can't attach your completion to another human being. Anything can happen. Tomorrow's not promised for anybody. And if you are so wrapped up in another human being, anything can derail that and derail who you are as a person. And that should never happen.
Do you think we could get you to overdub the movie to the quote just suddenly jumps from Tom Cruise to you of saying, like, you have to complete yourself to be with me?
You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll let them just film the whole thing. I'll just slide in as one of the friends at the party and just be like, excuse me, Jerry. I'll pull a Kanye. Like, I'm gonna let you finish, Jerry, but she's complete. She doesn't need you to complete her.
Very, you need some coaching from Rassy. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Is there any, I know the talks are kind of short, but is there any other things that you wanted to share? And then we'll move on to, like, if anyone can contact you, any other.
Oh man, you know what? There's so much I want to share, so you'll just have to have me back.
We'll have a round two for sure. So for people that want to reach out to you, Rassy, then go ahead. What's
all right? The easiest way is my website, rassy.me, rassy.me, because it's all about me. And on there is all of my social media. You can always contact me. Usually I'm Rassy Reads, because I do use tarot and oracle cards, and it's a big part of my personal and professional practice. But yeah, my website is the easiest way to get to me.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing.
I have a question. Where do I get one of these shirts? Because I'm digging the shirt, man.
I have a spare one, but it's a fireable one. You can have a fiber one. I'm not sure which way it goes up. Yeah, I will let you know. But I like the Empower the World one's brand new for this platform. So
I absolutely love it, and that's my colors.
I just dropped my board. All right.
That was a butterfly catch.
I'm going to include this in the final cut. It's going to be
good.
Off the cut. Rassy, thank you again so much. I will send you a shirt. And
thank you,
your
Dave.
backdrop and everything is beautiful. I love your top as well.
You know what? This is actually my bedroom now. I decided what I wanted my bedroom to look like, and I went with it.
Nice.
6-year-old me would be so proud.
Well, behind my studio here, I have a Star Wars arcade machine that I built, and that was the kid in me that used to play that machine, and is super proud to have built one.
Okay, we need to chat because you have too much cool stuff.
I'll even show you. Is that coming up? Oh, which way is it facing?
I'm watching you, watching me.
That's really weird, really weird. I think you just jumped to my other camera. Hang on a sec. Oh, my other camera started working. That's cool.
See what happens when you invite Rassy?
This is even better. Yeah. I'm going to try and get my video to come back. You made my camera work.
Well, you know,
break again.
That's that butterfly.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to finally show you it. Yeah, this is my normal camera, but for some reason it didn't connect.
It just turned on. Oh, that's, yes.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
You can even sit in.
Oh, you have the best house ever.
I'm going to do my meetings in here.
That is amazing. That's gorgeous.
Thank you so much. It's funny because it is related to what we're talking about. And
yeah.
Like as a kid, me and my brothers would go to this seaside town in England called Mablethorpe, where my grandma lived, and we found this arcade machine. Like we loved to go to the seaside and play the arcades, and one arcade, a grey arcade, had this thing, and you're sitting there and you get the whole Star Wars speech behind your ears, like use the Force and everything. And yeah, just like a few months ago, I'm like, I'm going to build one, and I found the YouTube tells me how to do it, and there it is.
You talking about that, it lit you up on the inside, and that's.
I got goosebumps.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
All about the energy. All about the energy. All right. We have to talk again.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for signing up and everything. I really, really appreciate it. This is super fun.
Awesome. We will talk soon.
All right. Thanks, Rassy. Bye. Again.
Bye.